Okay, so hello and welcome to this video. Probably going to be the most valuable video I have posted on my channel to date. So make sure you watch this video until the end. The reason why this video is going to be the number one video on my channel 100% is because this typically what I do is I react to content. Okay, if you haven't watched my previous videos, I highly recommend you do. But basically, I react to creators in the industry, big entrepreneurs, Liam Otley, some like more AI kind of software stuff like the new GPT-5 update, VO3, all that stuff. I react to content and I basically give you, as the viewer, some nuggets from my personal experience as a six-figure AI agency owner for the past year, right? But in this video, I'm not reacting to content. I'll just be giving you all the sauce straight up, okay? This is not a video where if you like to nerd out on Facebook ads or offer creation, I'm not going to be going in depth in every single one of these topics, but I'll give you the full guide, okay, of all the steps that you have to go through in order to succeed and make your first 100K. If you haven't yet made any money online, make your first 100K with an AI business. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be a full service AI custom agency like myself at Camille.ai. By the way, you can check out our website if you want to check out what I do. Check out my company's website, Camille.ai. Check out my Instagram to kind of see. I've been documenting everything on IG since day one. My first post was actually with CBUM here in 2021. But you can kind of see the lifestyle that I've been able to live as a result of starting my online business 2 years ago and then being in the AI space for the past year. I've been coached by Serge Guattari, as you can see here. So I went through kind of his programs 2 years ago. At this point, I've filmed a pod with him recently. It'll be live on his channel soon. I've collected, the 9K upfront payments. That was the first like large payment over 3K PIF that I ever received. That was last year. Our customers LTV is quite high. Highest customers 35K spent with us, and monthly payments 19K, 13K, 12K, and then obviously we've had wires as well as high as almost 25K. This is Canadian dollars, but it still just kind of goes to show that maybe know a thing or two in like selling AI services and being compensated adequately for them, because there's a lot of people that kind of sell AI chatbots or commoditize AI services like that. That okay, you can make $297 a month, but is that really where the money lies? That's up to you, right? And I'll cover everything in this video, so make sure you watch until the end. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, as if this video performs well, I'll release definitely much more videos, much more in-depth videos on every single one of the points. So this is going to be a general overview of what your next steps should be. And then from there, if you want more precise kind of detailed explanations on certain topics, then feel free to comment down below those exact topics. And if there's enough engagement, I'll cover those as well. So first things first, okay, the first step when you get into, where's my, to scroll up here. Okay, it's right here. So first step, week number one. So basically I'm going to give you what to do in the next 30 days to basically start generating cash ASAP. A business is money in. You don't want to be kind of building stuff for 6 months on end before collecting cash, as that is the livelihood of your business. So week number one, create your company name, website, logo, and get an offer. You don't absolutely have to get registered all the way. Most countries like US, Canada, you can generate up to 30, 40K before having the need to be registered. So just find a name, website, logo. This shouldn't take you more than an hour. Okay, use GPT. Just think of something nice. Camille.ai, we literally just took a name and added .ai. Okay, Camilla, it's quite like exotic. It's a woman's name, obviously aids with conversions. And yeah, because we saw other companies like Claude.ai, SalesApe.ai, Grok.ai, like it's just the name.ai is just kind of what we saw in the meta, so we kind of did the same thing. Your offer, okay, for your offer to create it, without going into too much detail, you want to just find a niche, a market. If you have a specialty or authority or easier access, then you want to choose that market, obviously. okay? If you don't have any specialty authority, like you haven't graduated in a field related to that, you haven't worked for a company in that field. So if you have zero authority in a niche, literally just decide which market you want to work with that is accessible, meaning that you can actually contact. Because yeah, you can say, I want to work, for example, when I first started my AI company, it's like, let's go after real estate developers because they're the ones that generate a bunch of leads, can get a crazy ROI. And GPT was like, you can sell an infrastructure for 100K plus. And that is true. But although it is true, it's quite hard to get on calls with the higher ups at real estate development companies, right? So they're not accessible. Therefore, you cannot sell your solution at scale, because that's something that's very important. Yeah, you can collect one time 9K by pure luck, but to do it consistently, okay, to collect payments like these consistently over the course of months and years, well, you have to have a process that is repeatable, okay? And that's very, very important in business. So choose a market. It can be real estate agents, it can be brokers, or like financial brokers, it can be home service, whatever like you feel that you would kind of vibe well with, okay? Obviously, this is not set in stone because you haven't actually done anything yet for this market. So you'll see how it goes. Now, once you have your market, so either the one you have some specialty in or authority, or just a market you decided on, then you want to decide on the service and infrastructure that you will provide. This is not, once again, like a service of, I'm going to do Facebook ads, or I'm going to do, in my case, I'm teaching you kind of how to sell AI services, but it's not, I'll create a chatbot, I'll do voice AI. It's really packaging everything under an offer, an infrastructure, something that will help X person, X business achieve Y outcome faster, more efficiently, okay? Highly recommend you read $100 million Offers by Hormozi if you haven't already, okay? Also, start thinking about fulfillment. Is it you that's gonna fulfill? If yes, make sure you learn about everything. If it's not, if you're thinking more of a subcontractor because you don't wanna do the work, in my case, I'm lucky enough to have a great partner that did a bunch of kind of studying before we transitioned from marketing agency to full service AI agency. So he learned everything about AI. He's the one that takes care of fulfillment. I take care of hiring subcontractors though. So if you are hiring subcontractors, just make sure that even before you sign that first client, you have someone reputable on standby. Okay, and always go through a first week paid trial, not like giving them the project completely right away. So once you have that irresistible offer, by the way, if it is your first client, so I've never personally offered free trials, but to be fair, if you are just starting in the online space today in the current market with the current competition, and you have zero experience and it kind of shows, then perhaps go with a free trial. And for this, to be honest, you can just walk up to any business locally and offer them a free trial in exchange for a case study. But obviously you still have to show the value, because no business is actually going to go through even dealing with you, like investing time of theirs into building something, or you building something for them, if they don't see an ROI. So still demonstrate the ROI, still show your value proposition and your offer, and then offer, if needed, a free trial to get the first deal closed. Obviously, like I just said, how you can get them something they need faster, more efficiently, justifying your ROI, and then craft it into an offer format for reference. So my own on IG here is turning leads into booked appointments and improving operational efficiency in 30 days using Camilla.ai. It's quite simple. As some people do more complicated offers, it can be complicated. This is just a basic framework that I use. So just follow that to just create your offer. That's not something that you're gonna really show anywhere, perhaps except your bios. It's not even something you're gonna say on a call, but it's just good as yourself as a reference to know what you're doing, right? Because I don't sell AI calling or voice AI, because we do a lot of back-end stuff. So then we're improving your operational efficiency. So it's tangibly, and then, for example, you can be turn leads into booked appointments and improve operational efficiency by X percentage in 30 days. I just didn't have enough characters for the bio left. Okay. So now week 1 is done. Week 2 is all about prospecting, lead gen. Once again, cash first. Focus on your strengths. If you've worked in door-to-door and or cold calling and or appointment setting, use that skill set. Okay, it's not because, let's say, your best guru, Iman or Serge or whatever, is like run ads, that you should run ads. If you have a certain skill set or an edge in a certain market, use it. Okay, and use it to do what? To book calls, Zoom calls, right? Obviously, if you have zero experience in Zoom calls, online sales, I would highly recommend you learn a bit about it, watch a few YouTube videos, ask GPT for some pointers, get like kind of a script going, even though you're not going to look at that script during the call. Very important, okay? Maybe perhaps do a role play or two with a friend before you hop on your first call, and always record your calls for review. Now, if you haven't worked in sales, if you haven't done door-to-door, cold calling, whatever, this was my situation, your best bet is going with ads. Don't do cold DM outreach. I started with that. It's dead. Okay, if you don't have a proven framework from years and years of experience or the capital to pay someone, in which case I wouldn't pay for someone to give me a cold outreach framework. I would just go with ads, because, you know, if you put your offer into a creative at $30 a day ad spend, once again, highly recommend you just check out YouTube videos on this to get more detailed information. If you want me to make a video on that, although it'll be like quite boring and nerdy as a video, I could perhaps make one if enough people comment that you want to see this. But once you put your offer into the creative at $30 a day, basically, if you have no book calls after $60 or $100, that means your offer isn't good. Change it, and just rinse and repeat. And I guarantee you, like, in maybe maximum 3 iterations, if you're actually following the frameworks outlined in Hormozi and you're actually doing market research as to what other ads are AI companies doing at the moment and have been running for months, so you know they work. If you just follow that, maximum 3 iterations, and you'll have something that's pumping out at least a call a day effortlessly, okay? If you do your creative, you have your book calls right now, that means your offer is validated for now. Okay, because I won't get into creative fatigue, but sometimes your ads do fatigue and you have to kind of refresh them every couple of weeks. But as long as you're doing book calls, that means your offer is validated. That means you're booking Zoom calls. And here you want to, once you get your first call, don't think about this until you've booked that first Zoom call. Once you've booked that first Zoom call, prep your pre-call video. Well, actually the pre-call, you can kind of put that in the automation. So do that before you get your first Zoom call, definitely. But you want to prep the pre-call video, add that into the reminders, automated reminders for the call, so that the person actually watches the video prior to coming to the call. You are not going to be showing your whole system, how it works. On a Zoom call, it's just too lengthy and it's not an oral presentation. You're there to see if you guys are a good fit and deal with pricing if need be, right? And handle objections and get the deal kind of closed there. Prepare an intro call, lucid chart, or pitch deck, and have your contracts and payment links ready. If you need a contract, go to GPT. He's basically the #1 legal expert that you can get for $0 to $20 a month. Week 3 number sales, week 3 sales. So come prepared. Ask questions. Be interested. It's not a Q&A. You're not there for them to ask you questions and you to answer. Lead the call. You are the expert. And on that point, demonstrate ROI based on numbers, based on tangible things that will happen, which will make you sound like an expert. If you're like, oh, it's gonna do something like this. No. Yeah, so what we're actually gonna do, Jeremy, is we're gonna implement to you our Camille.ai system. As you saw in the pre-call video, did you actually watch the pre-call video? Yes, you did. Okay, great. Well, as you saw in there, you're talking about your assistant's kind of annoyed answering the phone every couple of minutes, and you guys are getting too much volume, which is a good problem to have, but you're missing a lot of appointments from what you're telling me, since you ask questions, interested, boom, okay. So now I know assistant kind of is not calling back everyone. So hey, like you told me your assistant is only calling back around 20% of people. If we just call back 100% of people, you're probably going to get a 5x on your appointments. Right now, you're speaking to 20%. Well, now you're just be responding to 100% and say this is a dental clinic. Well, then you can hire kind of more hygienists, whatever, and just literally at least triple your cash collected, right, on a monthly basis. Just tangibles like that so that they can kind of imagine themselves in the scenario, right? And always review your sales calls afterwards, whether they're closed or not, okay? It's even better to review calls that haven't closed than calls that have, to be honest, because it's the ones that get away that kind of teach you the most, okay? By the way, I'm not sure if that was in the next session. Yeah, next section, week 4, follow-ups, closing, and fulfillment. So always book the follow-up and frame it as we are going forward on that call. For example, someone's really objecting you. You've already tried handling it around 2 to 3 times. And it's really like, you're sure, like the person's like, look, it's not a price thing. Price is fine. I have a superior if you're talking to a massive company, or I have to validate it with my partner or whatever. It's like, hey, no worries. What do you think they're actually gonna say? Make sure that this guy is actually gonna pitch your services to that other person he's gonna speak to, and then book the follow-up call, ideally within 24 to 48 hours. But I've already done follow-up calls after a week that have closed. So don't worry about that. Prepare a streamlined onboarding process. That's the first perception of your service that they have. So once you book that follow-up call, not before, wait till you hop on a call, actually have someone that's qualified, kind of close them, objection handle if they haven't closed on the first call, and book the follow-up, and then create your streamlined onboarding process. So have your payment and contract on call. Some companies, especially if it's 10 employees plus, they do have an accounting department or someone that pays the bills. At least get the contract signed, at least get the onboarding form, so all the info that you need to actually get to work on what they want their agents to do, what they want the system to do. Make sure you just fill those out so they're kind of already involved in the process, even though the payment is not there. So I would push to get payment. It's not the end of the world, but get contract signed, get the onboarding forms done, and then add them also to the communication channel. That way they know, like, okay, perfect, well, we'll be communicating in this channel. I use Discord. You can use Slack or Teams. Discord is free, and frankly, it's way better than Slack, so I would just go with that. Okay, and last step here, get a quick win within 7 days. So whether it's your onboarding speed, the like kind of experience of it, reaching out to them every single day with an update. Hey, this happened. Hey, this happened. Hey, we should be live this day. Like 7 days doesn't mean that you have to have their whole infrastructure ready. Definitely not, especially depending on the size of the implementation. But at least get a couple things happening in the first 7 days so that they see that the wheels are turning and their money is being put to work, because that's at the end of the day what they're doing. They're investing into something that hopefully they think is, well, that they believe, and you want to cement that belief, but they believe that they're investing that money to get greater returns. So show them that things are happening with their capital. And ideally, always get a video testimonial within 30 days. I'd highly recommend you add that into the contract, but it's not the worst case scenario. If you gave someone a great experience, they will be giving you that video testimonial within 30 days. That's also something like, look, do what I say, not what I do. I don't collect video testimonials for some reason. I should actually get on that. But do that since day one. Get into the good habits, okay? And that pretty much sums it all up. If you need to rewatch any part of this video, so step number 1, week number 1 is kind of setting everything up. Week number 2 is your prospecting and lead gen. Week number 3 is sales, and week number 4 is follow-ups and fulfillment. So if you have any questions, by the way, regarding anything AI related, whether it's the business side of things, whether it's the actual AI things, like what services to sell, drop it in the comments down below, and I'll go through those. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, please. Like it. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. And I appreciate you watching this video to the end. It helps greatly with the YouTube algorithm. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good night.